Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today, we're going to be taking a look at LivePerson,
Okay.
ticker symbol LPSN.
LPSN.
And they're a company kind of making waves in the world of conversational AI for customer engagement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those increasingly sophisticated chatbots,
Right.
virtual assistants, we're all encountering more and more these days.
Yeah.
LivePerson has been generating a lot of buzz recently, especially with its stock price experiencing some pretty dramatic swings.
Right.
Is it a hidden gem
Yeah.
or a cautionary tale? Let's find out.
I think what's particularly interesting about LivePerson is their position at the crossroads of two major trends, the surge in AI technology
Right.
and the growing demand for seamless customer experiences.
Absolutely.
This makes them a company to watch, especially given their recent performance and the market's reaction.
So let's talk about that stock performance.
Okay.
On December 31st, LivePerson saw its stock jump over 10% closing the day, around $1.50.
Wow.
But that's just a snapshot.
Right.
Looking at the bigger picture, the 52-week range is quite a roller coaster.
Yeah.
From a low of 45 cents to a high of nearly $4. What do you think is driving this volatility?
Well, I think it's a combination of factors, right?
Yeah.
LivePerson's Q3 2024 earnings report painted a mixed picture.
Okay.
Revenue was down significantly year over year,
Okay.
almost 27% to be exact,
Wow.
landing at $74.2 million.
Yeah.
That kind of decline is bound to make investors nervous.
27% drop is hard to ignore.
Yeah.
What about their profitability?
So that's where things get a bit more nuanced.
All right.
While revenue took a hit, their net loss actually decreased
Okay.
to $28.3 million.
All right.
Compared to a $53 million loss in the same quarter of 2023.
Yeah.
This could indicate an effort to tighten the belt and move towards a more sustainable financial model.
That's an interesting development. It seems like they're trying to get their financial house in order, despite that revenue decline.
Precisely, and there are other actions that support this notion. Back in January, LivePerson adopted a tax benefits preservation plan.
And what is that exactly?
Essentially, this protects their ability to use past losses to offset future taxes.
I see.
A strategic move to minimize their tax burden as they navigate this turnaround phase.
So they're being proactive about protecting their assets and maximizing their financial efficiency.
Exactly.
What prompted them to implement this plan?
Well, a new shareholder acquired a significant stake in the company,
Okay.
over 10%.
Wow.
And that raised concerns about potential changes in ownership.
Right.
If ownership changes too drastically,
Yeah.
they could lose these valuable tax benefits.
So this plan is a way to safeguard their financial flexibility as they move forward.
Exactly.
It seems like LivePerson is playing both offense and defense in this game.
Absolutely.
They're trying to navigate a complex landscape,
Yeah.
balancing their internal financial goals with external market pressures.
Right.
And speaking of market pressures,
Yeah.
there's another interesting piece to this puzzle that might explain some of the recent stock activity.
Okay.
I'm all ears.
Yeah.
What else is contributing to these price swings?
Just before the end of the year, on December 30th, there was a huge surge in call options trading for LivePerson. We're talking over 9,000 contracts, a whopping 456% increase.
Wow.
This kind of activity often suggests a rise in speculation about the stock's future.
So some investors are clearly betting on a LivePerson comeback.
Right.
But that also means increased risk, right?
Absolutely.
This sudden surge in options trading could be a short-term gamble,
Right.
fueled by speculation rather than a sign of fundamental strength.
You're absolutely right. It's important to distinguish between short-term speculation and long-term value.
Totally.
It's like the difference between betting on a single hand of poker
Yeah,
versus investing in a company's future.
exactly.
Now, to add another layer of complexity to this,
Okay.
remember that the overall market is currently experiencing a bullish trend. The S&P 500 is projected to grow around 10% in 2025,
Yeah.
driven by a strong economy and advancements in, you guessed it, AI.
AI, of course.
Yeah.
That makes sense. A healthy economy usually translates to businesses investing more in technology, especially those aimed at improving efficiency and customer interactions.
Right?
And that aligns perfectly with what LivePerson offers.
Exactly.
But the question is, can LivePerson leverage this favorable market environment to overcome their financial challenges and solidify their position? Or will they be left behind?
Well, that is the big question.
It seems even the experts are divided on this.
Right.
We've seen analysts both downgrade and maintain their ratings on LivePerson. What factors should investors consider when trying to make sense of these conflicting opinions?
To get a better understanding, let's take a look at the technical indicators.
Okay.
The signals hidden within the stock charts themselves.
Let's do it. Decode those charts for us. What can we glean for the technical side of things?
All right, if we focus on the short-term moving averages, the 10-day, 20-day, and 50-day exponential moving averages and simple moving averages, they are currently trending upwards.
Okay.
This could indicate a potential for the price to continue rising in the short term.
So some positive signs in the short-term trends?
Yeah.
But what about the longer-term outlook?
Well, when we look at the 200-day simple moving average,
Okay.
we see a downward trend suggesting a longer-term bearish pressure. That's not all.
Oh, no.
The moving average convergence divergence, or MACD, a momentum indicator,
Right.
is also currently painting a bearish picture.
The classic mixed signals of the stock market.
Right.
Short-term optimism clashing with long-term concerns.
Exactly.
What about the relative strength index, RSI?
Yeah.
That often provides insight into whether a stock is overbought or oversold.
Right.
What's that telling us?
The RSI for LivePerson is currently around 42.
Okay.
Which falls within the neutral territory.
Okay.
It's not giving us a clear buy or sell signal.
So it could really go either way from here.
It could really go either way from here.
Okay, so we have a company operating in a rapidly growing market.
Yeah.
With some positive short-term trends, but they're also facing financial challenges.
Right.
Mixed signals from technical indicators.
Yeah.
And a lot of uncertainty surrounding their future.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin to unpack all of this?
LivePerson definitely presents a complex investment case with a lot of moving parts.
For sure.
To fully understand their potential, we need to delve deeper into their strategic direction and analyze how they're positioning themselves within the evolving landscape of conversational AI.
That sounds like a great place to pick up when we return.
Okay.
We'll be right back after a quick break.
Sounds good.
Don't go anywhere.
All right, so you're right. LivePerson is at a pivotal point. To really grasp their potential, we need to look beyond the immediate financials and consider their long-term strategy. One thing that stands out to me is their laser focus on conversational AI.
Yeah, they seem to have really doubled down on that technology.
Yeah.
But is it the right bet? I mean, how big is this conversational AI market really?
Well, the global conversational AI market is projected to reach a staggering $41.39 billion by 2030.
Wow, that's a massive market. So they're definitely playing in the right space, but are they playing it well?
Yeah.
What specific actions are they taking to strengthen their position?
They're taking a multi-pronged approach, focusing on enhancing their existing AI platform,
Okay.
expanding into new industries beyond their current customer base, and forging strategic partnerships to leverage external expertise and resources.
It sounds good on paper, but have we seen any tangible results from these efforts? Actions speak louder than words, especially in the fast-paced world of technology.
That's a valid point. There's a difference between having a grand vision and executing it effectively.
Right.
And this is where those mixed analyst ratings we talked about earlier come into play.
Yeah.
Some experts believe LivePerson has what it takes to turn things around, while
Wow.
others are more skeptical.
So how do we as investors separate hype from reality? What concrete signs should we look for to assess LivePerson's progress and determine if they're walking the walk?
I'd say keep an eye on a few key indicators. First, watch for new product launches or major platform updates.
Okay.
These are tangible signs of innovation and a commitment to staying ahead of the curve.
New products and features that make sense.
Okay.
What else should we be paying attention to?
Second, focus on their partnerships. Are they collaborating with other industry leaders?
Okay.
Are they landing big-name clients? Partnerships can validate their technology and open doors to new markets.
So essentially look for evidence that they're not just playing in the sandbox, they're building a castle.
Exactly. And finally, never lose sight of their financials.
Of course.
Are they making progress towards profitability?
Okay.
Are they effectively controlling costs?
Right.
At the end of the day, revenue growth and profitability are the lifeblood of any business.
Absolutely. A company can have the coolest technology in the world, but if they can't make money, it's all for nothing. So we've got this company, LivePerson, with a bold vision operating in a booming market, but facing some real challenges. How do we put all the pieces together? What's the big picture here?
LivePerson is at a crossroads. They have the potential to be a major player in the AI revolution,
Right.
But they need to execute flawlessly. They need to convince investors that they can overcome their past struggles, manage their risks, and turn their vision into reality.
So it's a bit of a gamble. A high-risk, high-reward situation.
Yeah.
But that's what makes investing so exciting, right?
Exactly. It's all about assessing the risk, weighing the potential rewards, and making informed decisions.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to help you do.
And speaking of making informed decisions, I think it's time to shift our focus to a crucial aspect that often gets overlooked, LivePerson's leadership and the talent they attract.
Yes, the human element. It's easy to get caught up in the technology itself,
Right.
but a company's success ultimately hinges on the people behind it.
We talked about the new Chief Technology and Product Officer, Christopher Mina, earlier. But what about the rest of the team? What kind of talent are they attracting and retaining?
Investors should definitely pay attention to the strength of a company's leadership and workforce. Are they attracting top engineers, data scientists, and AI specialists?
Right.
Do they have a culture that fosters innovation and collaboration? These are all essential ingredients for success in the competitive world of AI.
And beyond just attracting talent, it's about creating a positive and supportive work environment. After all, happy employees are often more productive and engaged. Company culture can make or break a business, especially in a fast-paced industry like AI.
Absolutely. It's important to look beyond the balance sheets and get a feel for the company's values, their mission, and how they treat their employees.
So for our listeners who are really interested in LivePerson, I'd recommend checking out their website, their social media presence, and reading any articles or interviews that offer insights into their company culture.
That's a great suggestion. You can often glean valuable insights by looking beyond the financial statements and getting a sense of the people who are driving the company forward. Now, I know we've covered a lot of ground in this episode,
Yeah.
delving into LivePerson's financial performance, their strategic direction,
Right.
the AI market,
Yeah.
and even the importance of company culture. But before we wrap things up, I think there's one more crucial piece we need to address.
And what would that be?
Good.
What other factors should we consider before making any decisions about investing in LivePerson?
We need to remember that investing is not just about financial returns. It's also about aligning ourselves with companies that share our values.
That's a really important point. Investing can be a powerful tool for supporting businesses that are making a positive impact on the world. But how do we determine if a company aligns with our values? What should we be looking for?
There are a number of factors to consider, such as a company's commitment to sustainability, their environmental practices, their treatment of their employees, their stance on social issues, and their overall corporate responsibility.
It sounds like due diligence goes beyond just analyzing financial statements and market trends. It's about researching a company's values and ensuring they align with our own ethical compass.
Precisely. We need to ask ourselves, do I feel good about supporting this company?
Yeah.
Do their actions reflect my own beliefs? It's about finding investments that not only generate financial returns,
Right.
but also contribute to a better world.
That's a great perspective.
Yeah.
So with all of this in mind, their financial performance, their strategic direction, their leadership in company culture, and their commitment to values, how do we bring it all together? How should our listeners approach the decision of whether or not to invest in LivePerson?
That's a question we'll tackle when we return for the final part of our deep dive into LivePerson. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. We've spent this episode dissecting LivePerson, ticker symbol LPSN, from their roller coaster stock performance to their ambitious AI-driven strategy. But now for the question on everyone's mind, should you invest?
It's decision time, and as we've seen, LivePerson presents a complex case. Let's recap the key takeaways for investors weighing this opportunity.
Perfect. A little summary would be great. What are the major points to remember?
On the positive side, the AI market is exploding, and LivePerson is well-positioned to ride that wave. Their conversational AI platform is considered a leader in the industry, and they're clearly pushing for innovation.
And there's almost always a but in these situations, right?
Right. Their recent financial performance has been shaky, to say the least. Declining revenue and a history of losses can't be ignored, even if they are taking steps towards improvement.
Plus, they're not operating in a vacuum. The tech world is incredibly competitive. How do they stack up against other players in the AI space?
That's a crucial point. LivePerson needs to stay ahead of the curve to maintain their competitive edge. They need to constantly innovate, attract top talent, and convince investors that they're not just another flash in the pan.
So it's a balancing act. Growth versus profitability, managing risks, and proving their long-term viability. That sounds like a lot to juggle.
It definitely is. For investors with a higher risk tolerance who believe in the power of AI and see LivePerson's long-term potential, it could be a worthwhile gamble.
But what about those who are seeking more stability in their investments? Should they steer clear of LivePerson altogether?
Not necessarily. If you're risk averse, I'd recommend keeping LivePerson on your watch list for now. Monitor their progress, pay close attention to their performance in the coming quarters, and wait for clearer signals before making any significant moves.
Patience and observation, often the best approach in investing, especially when dealing with a company at a crossroads like LivePerson.
Absolutely. Finding the right balance between risk and reward is a personal decision. What might be a good fit for one investor could be completely unsuitable for another. Do your own research, carefully consider your investment goals and risk tolerance, and make an informed choice that aligns with your overall strategy.
Well said. We've explored LivePerson's journey, the highs, the lows, the challenges, and the potential. It's a company that certainly sparks a lot of debate, and as with any investment, it's important to approach it with both enthusiasm and a healthy dose of skepticism.
It's been a fascinating discussion, and I hope our listeners feel more equipped to make their own informed decisions about LivePerson.
Thank you for joining us on Investing Talk podcast. We always encourage you to do your own thorough research, carefully weigh the risks and rewards of any investment opportunity, and remember that diversification is key to a healthy portfolio. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, share with your fellow investors, and leave a comment below with your thoughts on LivePerson. Until next time, happy investing.